We don't know what the weather is going to be like around here. I do get really anxious during storms.
That's why they chose HailGuard. When performance leads, confidence follows. Backed by the first and only asphalt shingle system with a hail warranty.
That just gives us more peace of mind.
This is the only asphalt product on the market that has the manufacturer warranty targeting the hail damage, and it gives me a lot of confidence as a contractor.
Engineered for enhanced impact performance. Built to protect homes and reputations. HailGuard shingles. Built for hail.
Well, crew, one of the things that I like about Peaks to Plains weather is that I can see how many people are using the app in real time. I can see how many people are on Roku and on Fire TV in real time. And so when there's interest, we can do live coverage together. So let's get right to it here. And I'm starting in Woodman Heights where the temperature has dropped. On the left-hand side of the screen there, you can see a rain shaft with one of these thunderstorms that are moving over Colorado Springs late on this Saturday afternoon. They have developed here in the last hour, and we've got some pretty good activity here right over the heart of the city right now around downtown. And a big-time cluster of storms kind of from about the Broadmoor area towards Strathmore, southwestward on Highway 115, kind of sitting right on the highway right now. Also getting some storms on the backside of Pikes Peak. And if I widen the view some, you can see that we have some additional storms that are developing off to the east of Fountain and around Hanover here. They're moving off to the northeast pretty slow, at about 15 miles per hour. So some of us off to the northeast of where the storms are right now, between now and about 7 o'clock, maybe a little bit after that, we'll see the storms move into the area. And here's what we'll see with these storms. some heavy rain. In fact, in Pueblo, where we had a storm earlier that was coming into town kind of from the southwest, and then it died out really fast. That's because outflow ran out ahead of that. As it was coming into town, put down more than a ½ inch of rain. And we've seen that already here early this evening off to the southwest of downtown Colorado Springs. As that storm went up, radar is indicating rain over 1 inch in diameter. I knew it'd be over ½ inch, but these things are efficient rain producers. And the other thing that they're doing is probably producing some small hail. I haven't had any indications of that as of yet, but I would not be surprised by that in any stretch. I'm going to open up our social media comments here so that I can see from all of you this evening what you're experiencing. And you can maybe tell me about if you've had some hail. The storm kind of went up over the Broadmoor area and then sort of rolled off to the northeast. Other updrafts going up here on this evening, and things are changing up pretty quick, as I said. So let's widen the view out again and give you an idea of what else is happening out there this evening. And man, we're getting a real strong core now on the south side of Colorado Springs. So some of you just to the southeast of Quail Lake, north side of Fort Carson, north side of the security area. This is to the south of the MLK bypass, right where Highway 85 goes underneath I-25. Yeah, it goes underneath I-25 and then comes up by World Arena there. We might be getting some hail right on the interstate as this cell moves off to the northeast, so we'll keep an eye on that. There are also some storms around Salida, some other areas a little bit farther to the southwest. And look at over the last 2 hours. Watch how these things just pop in the Pikes Peak region here. Part of that is outflow from the Pueblo storm that you see weakening as it moved across the Steel City. And the other thing that we've got out this afternoon are dew points, which is fuel for thunderstorms, as you probably know if you've been watching me for any length of time, that are higher than it looked like they would be today. Quite a few models were dropping us into the upper 40s, at least up against the hills. That hasn't happened by any stretch, and we're still holding on to the 50s. So that's allowed some of these storms to get decently strong here. And again, in Woodman Heights, we are looking at this storm here, and you can see the core moving closer and closer to the camera. Let's check out Kissing Camels and see if the storm has hit us yet. It hasn't, but we do have some thunder in the area. We've had a few raindrops on the camera as well. I want to talk about what is going to happen here for the rest of the evening. And as we move through our Saturday night, we will keep using this moisture here from the fuel that is, sitting out across the eastern plains. And this wave that's coming off the hills, helping to drive all of this, is going to keep pushing the storms off to the northeast. So with time, those of us in northern Teller County, northern El Paso County, up across the Palmer Divide into Douglas and Elbert County will see some of these storms, and they will gradually weaken with time, but that may take until the late evening after we lose the heating of the sun and kind of head into the first few evening hours. And we'll keep a couple maybe light sprinkles or showers around overnight and then gradually get rid of everything. As we start looking toward tomorrow, we've got sort of the same story. As we hit the afternoon, we'll see storms develop over the mountains. Two things will be different about tomorrow. The storms will go earlier, and overall, I think there'll be a better coverage of storms. It's also more likely on Sunday that the Aspen Acres fire gets hit. There are a couple computer models that are kind of bullseyeing the northeastern slopes of the wet mountains. So there's a flash flood watch up from 2 until 9 o'clock, and you can see everything kind of moving east here as we head through the evening. So why is that happening? Well, here's what's happening on the large scale right now. We've got this area of high pressure that's just off to our south. And rotating around that, of course, we've developed a better tap here of the monsoon in the last 24 hours. So it's coming up from Old Mexico, across Arizona, into Utah, all the way across western Colorado, the Continental Divide, and even into southern Wyoming. And there's little waves in here as well. I've colorized some of those, and one of the waves is moving across the region this evening. It's been parked over the mountains through the afternoon. That's helping to develop some of these thunderstorms that we have as well. And this pattern of daily storms will kind of stick with us here through the middle part of the week. So Chris is like, well, that's great because I love the rain. I'm with you, Chris. Thanks for posting that. If you are getting hit by rain right now, you want to go on the porch, you want to show us, you can come on here to Peaks to Plains Weather, and you can use one of these links that I've got here and maybe show us, talk to us about how much rain you have, if there's water running down the streets and all that sort of thing. Phyllis now has the rain in Briargate, so it is moving to the northeast across the city, and Janine's had some on the south side of Pueblo, which is good news as well. We showed the rain estimates from radar about that storm earlier, and Janine, good for you, because that storm didn't produce as much rain up on the north end of town as you got on the south end, because it kind of died as it went across town. So if you're just joining us on this Saturday evening at 6:30, we're watching thunderstorms here across the Pikes Peak region, and specifically the south end of Colorado Springs here. This is over the last 30 minutes. There have been a couple updrafts in this area, but north side of Fort Carson to Quail Lake right now, just to the south of the Highway 24 bypass around Hancock Expressway, we're getting some really, really heavy rain. And the intensity of this reflectivity tells me that we need to do some hail analysis on this, because hail size on this may be increasing. In fact, our automated detections are picking up on that now with a probability of severe hail of about 50%. So that means we're probably, we're getting maybe a little more likely to catch some hail. That's maybe up around 3/4 of an inch right now. But if this strengthens any more and the storm gets a little bit higher, it could start putting down some inch diameter hail. Let's widen the view here and see how tall this storm is right now. Most of the storms today have been running between about 40 and 45,000 feet. And this one may be getting a little bit closer to 50, kind of right over Fort Carson. Let's animate this over the last 30 minutes and watch it grow here together, because it has been kind of punching up as it's come into the metro area. Yeah, a little bit ago, you can see that the height of that storm was in the 30,000 foot range, between 30 and 40,000 feet. And it's certainly stronger as of now. So let's go back to the reflectivity here. And one of the things I like to do when I'm analyzing hail potential is take cross sections of these storms, because I can see in the vertical what the storms are doing. And we are getting a little bit of a lofted hail core right now. So there may be some hail up in the storm that's a little bit bigger than what we're processing on some of the automated detection right now that is going to fall out of this storm. So heads up here on the south and east side of Colorado Springs, because those of you across the Powers corridor, this is coming your way. So let's time it out here over the next 30 minutes or so. And I'll grab the leading edge of this and move it off to the northeast. Storms have been moving northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So it takes it across some of the neighborhoods here on the east side of Colorado Springs and starts moving it toward Banning Lewis Ranch around or a little bit after 7 o'clock. So Park Hill, Village 7, the Powers corridor. So this would be, up around Constitution, up around South Carefree, First and Main. You guys should all be, heads up here. Stetson Hills kind of moving toward your area as well. Might be a little bit south of you. We'll keep an eye on that. But all moving your way over the next half hour to 45 minutes. So be aware. David has given us a real-time report here. He did get some pea-sized hail in the Skyway neighborhood and already has half an inch of rain. Thank you, David. Appreciate that, my friend. So these are really, really efficient rain producers here this evening. So I did a post on social media about, hey, maybe getting up to a half inch or so of some rain, but some of us are going to get more than an inch of rain given what's happened out there. And David, who didn't even get a cell as heavy as this one that we're talking about right now, had half an inch. So some of us down here underneath this thing, could be closer to an inch, which could produce some street flooding. So again, around Quail Lake, north side of Fort Carson there, B Street coming out of Fort Carson, Hancock Expressway right now, some of the heavier rain getting toward the MLK bypass. It's moving over Interstate 25. Let me pull up one of our traffic cameras here. kind of see what we got going on. South end of the Springs. All right, we've got to look at South Academy. And coming down pretty good right now, as you would expect. So there you go. Somebody pulling off to the side, splashing water around there. You know, every car that you see is splashing water. That's an indication of how heavy the rain is. And it's heavier a little bit farther to the north of there. And so if you're, you know, about to head out, maybe just let the storm pass. That'll be good here for the next little bit as this thing keeps lifting off to the northeast. We'll watch the next radar frame or two. If we're going to get some large hail with this, it's going to be sort of just downstream of where the biggest core is right now. So let me put a track on where this hail core would be here. And I'm going to pull out a little bit because I want to get the right timing of the storm. Again, moving off to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So that kind of gets us pretty close there. All right. So up across the northeast side, crossing Powers, probably around 7-ish, which is in about 20 minutes. So just a heads up for those of you on the east side of Colorado Springs, if it's not raining heavy at your place yet, and it looks dark off to the southwest of you, that's what's coming your way. I mean, this is, you know, that core is going to be an awesome time lapse to watch come through the area. In fact, I want to show you on peaks2plainsweather.com something that I was working on here this afternoon, and it is pretty sweet. So let me show you that. If you go to the Our View live weather cameras up at the top of our website, you can watch both of our live cameras here. You can expand the live view. So here's the Woodman Heights camera. The other thing you can do is after you hit play is there's a little triangle over here. You can watch a time lapse going back for the last month. So if there was, you know, a storm that went through one day and you want to watch it, you can do that here and you can see that. So I'm not sure, let's see what date I'd pull up here. August 20th. And we'll, you know, it's going through the morning here. You see 8, 9 o'clock. You can fast forward later in the day. So that's pretty cool. We got 2 new cameras coming up pretty soon. Next week, they should be up just to the north of Fillmore and I-25. There's a Geico office there on Chestnut. It's right up on a hill. I've got 1 camera looking to the west, 1 camera looking to the east. They are going to be awesome. Loving our camera in Woodman Heights. We are loving our camera in Kissing Camels, and we want you to be part of Our View as well. You can bring Our View to your community, your neighborhood. Schools can do this. We've got a bunch of information up on the website here. You click the Become a Camera Partner. You can fill this out to get some information about that, and we would love to talk to you about that because we're going to have cameras all over the place in southern Colorado. Okay, let's not forget about this storm here. We got to work hard on this thing. It does look like well, that's good. See how this cell collapsed a little bit? So we just had some hail dump out of it. The latest radar frame just to the west of the Southborough neighborhood, kind of right on the MLK bypass, shows that some hail came out of that thing. We'll hope all of it is, you know, not anything that damages, you know, and it should be under an inch. So I'm not overly worried about that, but we do still have some real heavy rain here cruising across the southeast side of Colorado Springs. So it's starting to move into the Wasson neighborhood, Rustic Hills, we're starting to get it here. The Village 7 neighborhood, Cimarron Hills, it's going to start raining pretty quick. Vista Grand neighborhood, it's probably going to stay just to your south, but Springs Ranch, it's coming up toward you. You can see Powers here, both sides of Powers Boulevard going to get heavy rain, and we're getting it farther to the south here. I'm moving right toward the airport right now. Thankfully, the heaviest of the rain is going to miss the airport just to the northwest, it looks like. but getting some heavy rain on the runways right now. So there's probably a ground stoppage out there if you've got somebody that's coming into the area. They're probably going to be a little bit delayed if their flight was on approach. Peggy's checking in and says, hey, it's 6:37, starting to get rain at my place in the Pine Cliff neighborhood. That, of course, just to the north of I-25. Am I thinking of Point of the Pines? But I think Pine Cliff's up there too. Correct me if I'm wrong. And just northwest of I-25 and Garden of the Gods. And then Marty's checking in and says that Dublin and Flint Ridge, thundering and heavy rain. Loving it. Yes, indeedy, going right across town here on this Saturday afternoon. We're also getting some pretty good rain up across Teller County. A little cell coming into Cripple Creek right now. We've had some other cells in the vicinity. We've had some decent rain moving across Highway 24, just to the west of Woodland Park from the regional hospital, westward through the Divide area. Florissant picking up some decent rain as well. Getting some rain up on the northeast side of town at Woodman and Powers here in Wolf Ranch. Moving toward the Cordera neighborhood and getting closer and closer to our camera in Woodman Heights. This is just to the north of Woodman and Black Forest, the intersection there. And this is going to get run over by some heavy rain, I think. So that's going to be kind of fun to watch here over the next little bit. Let me pull up something. So we've got... So the school that you see here is Grand Peak Academy in D20. And you can see some lightning there in Woodman Heights. But you can start to see the rain there on the horizon, and that is coming right toward the camera. So on the website, tomorrow morning when you wake up, my automated system here, you'll be able to watch this storm kind of roll across Colorado Springs, roll across the camera here, and I'll show you that and post that on social media a little bit later on. But let me go back to the live view here on this camera, grab that and hit up, kind of hide the time lapse, go back to live, there we go. So again, you can check these out, and we'll be building these out here with time, but you can see the lightning from our website matching what we've got here on the camera in Woodman Heights. And look at those roofs starting to get fuzzy now, so the rain is coming. It's going to be a matter of minutes until the rain hits that here, and that is going to be awesome to watch. So again, if you would like to join our coverage, give us a report. I would love to have you come on. You put one of these URLs into your browser on your camera or maybe a tablet, and you can go outside and you can do a live report for us. Don't go out in the rain if it's lightning and stuff, but if you're under the porch and you want to show us, that would be awesome. I would love to have you on. Still getting some real heavy rain back here on Highway 115. I'm not going to be surprised if the Weather Service puts out a flash flood warning back here. And here's the reason. Over the last hour, notice how much rain we've had on the southwest side of Colorado Springs into Highway 115, just to the south of the Broadmoor neighborhood. There might be a little bit of hail contamination in this, but a lot of that is legit in terms of the rain. So be aware of the potential of some minor street flooding at the minimum. Some of the creeks in the area rising here on the southwest side of the Springs. There are a few of them kind of coming out of Cheyenne Canyon. Those might be picking up a little bit. So, if you live to the south of downtown around the Ivywild area, just be aware some of those creeks will be starting to pick up here a little bit, as some of us around the Broadmoor and just to the south have had some pretty significant rain. Lots of heavy rain from downtown eastward right now across the Colorado Springs area. Again, all of these cells moving off to the northeast. So let's start talking, over the next little bit here. We've seen some expansion off to the south of Highway 94 as well. So let's time things out for two different areas. I'll grab the leading edge, or what is about the leading edge of all of this. And so Ellicott, in about half hour, you'll be getting some action. So heads up for you, moving towards Schriever as well. And then it's kind of a weird one to grab. So I'll grab this cell that's going to move out across Black Forest, the Eastonville area, off to the west of Peyton, to the north of Falcon. But then this cluster that we've got back here is going to kind of roll across the area as well. So I'm going to grab the leading edge of this, take it off to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. Getting on top of Springs Ranch here very, very quickly. Heavy rain just to the west of you right now, but Falcon in about half hour, this is coming your way. Meridian Ranch, off to the north, north side of Falcon, it is coming your way as well. So an early heads up to Peyton, and maybe a little bit more than an hour, this is going to be moving your way. Calhan, Rama, Simla, Matheson, later on this evening here, all of that coming your way. Truckton, Yoder, Rush, you are all going to get some also. Keeping an eye on this stuff for you, my friends. That's what we do. This is our weather together. Let's take you to Teller County where we've got these storms rolling through in Woodland Park. You can see the lights are on. We've got folks moving slow here, not as heavy up on the northern slopes of Pikes Peak as we've got moving across El Paso County this afternoon. So no real threat of large hail by any stretch in Woodland Park. But again, some of the heavier rain has been to the west of you, moving across Highway 24 from Divide through Florissant. All right, let's check our camera in Woodman Heights and see if we're getting rain yet. Got to be getting close. Oh yeah, starting to get some rain now. You can see between the camera and the bush there that we've got some precipitation falling. And so I'll just watch this for a little bit and see how heavy it's going to be. And we'll do that here and watch the radar. Oh yeah, it's about to hit our camera. Moving right at it, this little cell here. So here you go. See if we get some hail at this location. Probably going to get a quarter to a half inch of rain with this little cell that's moving through. And yep, getting heavy rain now. I can see it bouncing around there in that house that's across the park. You can see some of the trees starting to move around a little bit and starting to pick up some heavy rain on the camera there. So this is what some of us have been dealing with as it's been rolling across town. And you can see there's a nice little northwest to southeast stretch here of rain that's been moving across Colorado Springs. Don't be surprised if a flash flood warning comes here in the next little bit. Even if it doesn't, be aware of some flash flood concerns this evening, because we've had more than an inch of rain in a couple neighborhoods in about an hour or a little bit less. And that's enough to inundate our system. One of the spots that's like a historical trouble spot, right? Right around the Chapel Hills Mall, we're getting some heavy rain. So heads up in that area. The southwest side there on Shelton, man, that thing floods all the time. News crews can just go there and you'll get some flash flooding. Thankfully, some of the heaviest rain, like the cell that was coming toward that area, watch this core collapse. Right, you see that back here at 632, moving right toward the mall and then collapsing. So the rain wasn't as heavy as when it moved, as when it was off to the south. Those are some good storms over Colorado Springs right now. So heads up for some flash flooding. We've got some good storms between Salida and Canyon City and Bighorn Canyon right now. Howard, Cotopaxi, Texas Creek, all getting some rain. That's some good news. Highway 9 up to the northwest of Canyon City. A little cell impacting Guffey right now with some heavy rain just to the south of the area. Pueblo, we are still getting some rain this afternoon. From not as heavy as it was, a little more than an hour ago or about 90 minutes ago, maybe that was at this point. And we're kind of bringing these storms across the Colorado Springs metro area. Nothing severe, but certainly some impacts for you there, for sure. So I'll tell you what, I'll keep an eye on this. If we get a severe thunderstorm warning, we'll give you a little digital shoulder tap in the app. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, you got to download the app. I was putting out some, I did a little update for Colorado Springs as this was coming into town. I did an update for Pueblo earlier. I didn't send that update I did for Pueblo to Colorado Springs or anywhere else because it was for Pueblos. Special for you. And we tried to give you a heads up here on, these storms moving across the Pikes Peak region as well. Hopefully you saw that. Should still be in your messages if you missed it. There are more than 15,000 of you watching right now on Roku. I sure do appreciate that. And, hopefully you're finding this helpful. Hopefully you're finding it comforting. If you're someone that gets a little anxious when storms are rolling overhead, that's what we're here for. Put our arms around each other and let's get through this. If you have some photos or video, I've done a couple posts on social media. You can put them in the comments there on Facebook or Instagram. Bottom right-hand corner of the app, you can use the Submit to Matt. I'll show you that here. Let me start up how I can get my phone on here with us. I'll show that to you. So let me pull that up. It's something I like being able to do. So here you go. Here is my app on my phone right now. Sitting here working it. See, scrolling up and down. There I am in the live channel. By the way, that live channel's there. Wait for it. 24/7. See what we did there? Okay. But in the bottom right-hand corner, send to Matt. You can take a new photo or video from there, or you can select from a gallery if you've got that, kind of set up. So there's all my pictures when I was taking my son to school this week. All that goofy stuff there. You don't need to see that. In the weather map, you can track these storms yourself. So I've got a couple different things that I have saved here, but I've got some of the automated tracking. You see all of that moving off to the northeast. You can click on there, get information about the storms. You can animate that. Now, I've got it on future right now. See in the bottom left-hand corner, there's past and there's future. Past is the actual radar information. And so if I loop that in the bottom left-hand corner, I see what these storms have actually done, right? And then I can kind of come to current time. And then if I go to future, I can see what these storms are going to do over the next few hours. So there you go. We'll watch for maybe some development out across the eastern plains. So these things putting down some pretty good water right now. Let me know in the comments if where you are, if you've got some fluttering. My heart is fluttering when I saw these storms go up. Victoria's checking in, La Junta. Victoria, I'm not sure you're going to get any rain tonight. In Cheyenne Canyon, heavy rain, hail. John checking in with that. Truckton, I know you need it desperately, so some is coming your way. Flint Ridge and Vickers in 80918. Thomas has some pea-sized hail. Thank you for reporting that, sir. I like the bow tie, too. Thank you for sending that in here to Peaks to Plains Weather. So over the last 30 minutes, we've kind of got some training happening, right? Like the same areas are getting multiple cells. That's also something that can exacerbate flooding issues, bring them to light, increase the likelihood of that happening. And so this is just over the last hour. Let me see what we're getting to here. I mean, this always lags behind. You'll hear me talk about this, but we do have an area now where we're getting, let's zoom in on it. Maybe close to, oh, that's a little lighter on the contour. But yeah, we're starting to pick up that inch just to the south of downtown, to the northeast of World Arena, to the northeast of Hotel Elegante, around Hotel Elegante, on Academy, kind of moving across the golf course there on Highway 24, World Golf, is it still called that? I haven't been there in a while. But we'll see this kind of green fill in here across Park Hill, Rustic Hills, as the computer keeps calculating and analyzing that. Woodman Heights, that cell moving overhead here, our camera just to the north of Woodman and Black Forest. The rain's lightened up a little bit there, but you can see some of those other cells off to the southwest. And I think we're going to get this camera run over again here. So that's what some of our neighborhoods are experiencing, right? We're getting one round, and then we're getting another round. Linda says it is intense in Broadmoor Bluffs. Lee says, I am in Village 7 and just had some heavy rain and hail. Janet checking in from Indigo Ranch, getting some significant rain and hail out there today too. Alicia's checking in from Garden of the Gods, just light rain where she is. I don't know if she's in the car or if she lives over there, but certainly lighter rain on the west side of town. I mean, if we bisect town here, kind of from downtown up toward Cordera, right? It's all of us to the southeast of there where we've had the heavier rain this afternoon. Everybody to the northwest of there is getting some rumbling, getting some bumbling, but not as heavy as some other places. Manitou, we're picking up some rain now. Let's check out our camera here in Manitou. And certainly dark there, my goodness sakes. Lights are on, but, you know, hearing thunder more than getting heavy rain. I mean, we're getting some, but it's not overly significant. Jennifer is checking in from the Switchbacks. So she's downtown. Let's zoom in here. The Switchback Stadium. Let's see, there's Uinta. Where's Bijou? There's a Bijou exit. Platte, Bijou. Bijou not in our mapping? I have to look, what's going on there? I have to look into that. Well, we know Bijou's there. Just drove on it the other day. Let me put that in here. There we go. Right? We know that's there. You're going to have to wait a little bit. Obviously, they have to wait for lightning to pass through, Jennifer. There's some additional cells back here to the southwest. So it's going to be another little bit. Might as well, get a cocktail, get some wine, get another beer going, right? Just hang out, watch the weather cruise through. Pat Haven says this feels like a Mikey Moisture kind of storm here. Yeah. Doesn't it? It's a gully washer on the northeast side. Loving the free water for the lawn. I will say, you may have noticed that Colorado Springs Utilities, partnering here with Peaks to Plains Weather, give your sprinklers a break, right? There's no need, anybody underneath these storms needs to be watering for 3 or 4 days, right? I mean, you're going to get more right now than you put on when you run the sprinklers. Plus, rain is better than water out of the hose. There's more nutrients in it. I'm sure you've all noticed that here. Isaac's excited. He's getting a rager of a good storm on the south side of Colorado Springs. Yeah, I see you, buddy. Thanks for checking in here this evening. If you want to come on and be part of the show here, put one of these links into your browser. Some of you haven't been using these lately. I wonder why. I get it. Some of you are like, what would I go on there and say? Like, why would I go talk to Meister? But it could be helpful. I mean, if you've got some street flooding, show it to us. We'd love to see it here. Okay. Getting some good rain, that's for dang sure. Let's keep watching this. Let me loop the last hour. In fact, let's do the last 3 hours. Some of this is gonna lag, but let's do the rain accumulation last 3 hours. Oh my goodness, it's like I've never used a mouse before. Sorry. Yeah, I changed my color table. It's like it was my first day. My goodness. All right. Who let this rookie running the computer system? So you can see on Divide, south of Divide on Highway 67, we've had more than an inch of rain. There's still some calculation. I like the hour one better, and we'll pull that up. So this keeps it like when a storm gets outside of an hour time frame, even as I loop it, like you see some of the stuff go away. So that's why we have some longer time frame bins that we can put this into. But look at the storm as it kind of developed over Highway 115. I mean, it did that as it was coming into town, right? There's a nice swath of an inch plus of rain being estimated there on the radar. Isaac's singing his song he wrote. Man, Isaac, I will use this, brother. I promise. It's so good. He wrote a Peaks to Plains song. From the thunder to the rain. That's Peaks to Plains. So great. Joy's checking in from Cragmore neighborhood. Lots of thundering. I love having even if you're not going to come on the show and be part of it, I can at least interact with you that way. All right. See what some folks might have in chat here. Aaron says, I'm in the southwest part of town by Fort Carson. Just came down hard fast. Small hail. Wind was crazy. It was nuts. In Rye, Clarissa says, thunder, no rain. Might be good down there. Sarah's getting lots of thunder and lightning. Raining heavier now near Powers and North Carefree where she is. And Rich is getting a rain rate of 3.78 inches an hour. This was, it was about 10 minutes ago, near Palmer Park and Circle. Cindy's had 3 rounds today in Divide. That's good. Kathy was checking in from the southeast side of Colorado Springs at Academy in Shelton. She says, we just had to have had a tornado come over us. Wind broke tree limbs and my clotheslines broke. Blew over a heavy concrete 2-foot by 6-inch statue in my front flower bed and broke my flag off front of the house. So it probably wasn't a tornado, Kathy, but it very likely was a wet microburst. Our atmosphere is kind of primed for those today. So I will actually pass your information on to the Weather Service here. Was about the time. Can you update me if you're still with us here? Like you posted that at 6:54. Can you give me the time that happened? And I'll put that on to pass that on to the Weather Service. Heather's checking in. Peterson, Omaha. Constant rain, had lots of thunder too. So everybody excited about the rain. I know that. Let's see where it's heaviest right now here on the east side of town still is where we're getting the heaviest of it. We have certainly seen the heaviest of it move on, though, out toward the Falcon area now, to the north of Banning Lewis Ranch, east side of Black Forest, moving into the Falcon area, right? We gave you guys a time frame of around or a little bit after 7. That's working out real good. Peyton, it's coming your way. Storms off to the east, getting toward Ellicott now on the time frame that we thought would be the case. Still eyeing Yoder, Rush, Truckton, Hanover, we've had some rain. East side of the Springs, Security, Widefield, we've had some. Fountain looks like we got a little bit there, but that cell was kind of developing over the top of us, lifted off to the north really quick. Some of us to the west of Highway 115 getting another round. Canyon City, we've got some just to our west. Looks like over, be right over Royal Gorge right now. We're getting some. I need to get a camera up at Royal Gorge. I need to call them. By the way, if you are just joining us, let me go back to this. We've been watching our camera here in Woodman Heights. We've been watching our camera at Kissing Camels. But if you go to the top of peakstoplainsweather.com, here's our cameras that we've got. You can watch time lapses of these things. You can watch all kinds. I mean, for the last month, you can go back and watch time lapses. You can also sign up to get some information about being a Peaks to Plains camera location. Our View, we call it. We'd love to have you. You can put it on your house, schools. It's cheap. There's a one-time investment of between $200 and $400, depending on the situations, whether we have to use a Wi-Fi camera, a solar camera, whether we can run power to it over Ethernet. And then it's $560 a year, as I've got to pay for some hosting so we can get them into the app eventually, get them into our weather system, get them on the website, do the time lapsing, all of that stuff. So, and you can sponsor it. That's an easy way to advertise your organization, your school, your neighborhood, ranches. You could do that as well. Again, go to peakstoplainsweather.com. We'd love to see it. Silas has been watching me for a long time. He says this is the most exciting storm that I've had in Briargate this summer. It's 65 hundredths of an inch in 25 minutes, and a quarter of that was in the first 5 minutes. That's some real intense rain. That kind of matches that 3.78 inches that we heard earlier. All right, I think I know who this is that's popped on now. Let's check him out. He is using one of our links here. A reminder to you, you can use one of these links. So here's how it works. Let's bring in Jeff right now. I'm pretty sure this is Jeff. Jeff, is this you?
Standing outside. I just, yeah. Well, I'm doing, as you can see, I'm doing work on my deck. No
Yeah,
railings right
I've
now.
been following your posts.
Yeah. So my progress has been stopped by this, definitely for sure. And oh
Sure.
shoot, a
Ooh,
lot of
that was
close
close.
lightning. Yeah. So I'm undercover here.
Did I also see a Coco Roz graduated cylinder rain gauge there?
Yes, you did. It's usually on that
Hey!
post right there, and I try to take daily. I'm not very good at it, but
But are you signed up for Coco Roz?
oh yeah.
That a boy. Way to go, sir. Kudos to you. Have you had much rain?
No.
Oh, it's skipping around you, dude. That's no good.
Yeah, but I figure I saw the radar and this was coming to me, so we got 3 cars and only a 2-car garage with a tandem. So luckily our neighbors are out of town. So hey, can we put our son's car in your garage so it doesn't get
There
hailed
you
on?
go.
So yeah, I just did that.
Very, very nice. Well, I know you're up in the Falcon area. Don't know your exact location, but here's looking at radar here. So the heaviest stuff now just to the north of Londonderry, which of course goes over toward Falcon High School. And so kind of up toward Pikes Peak School of Expeditionary Learning, Pepsel. They're getting some heavy rain now. Is that to the north, obviously, of where you are?
Yeah, we are west of Meridian Road,
Okay.
north of Londonderry, south of Rex.
Okay. Well, yeah, coming your way then. You'll be getting some here in a little bit. Well, keep me updated. Let me know how much you get. Let me know how much is in your. You take a little picture of the rain gauge for me, and let me know what you catch there. Okay.
Hopefully, it's not disappointing.
Well, sometimes things are disappointing, but man, did you hear that when you were? It was probably when you were hooking up, coming on. A guy in Briargate, 65 hundredths in 25 minutes, and got a quarter inch in 5 minutes.
Wow, holy moly!
Right? That's not disappointing. That's good stuff.
Yeah, so hopefully we get something like that because, as you said earlier, I was watching your Super El Nino video, and we need it. Yeah,
Oh,
no
man,
doubt.
we do, don't we? Yeah. Well, you know, I have seen some really, really big storms during El Nino years, and if you watched that, you saw me mention those things. And kind of early in the season, when the El Nino is stronger, you know, I'm kind of watching late September, October. Maybe we get something here. You get one of those like once a decade blizzard type storms, man, and your snow numbers for the season end up looking good because they put out so
Yeah,
much water and so much snow, right?
yeah.
So,
I was going to ask. We've only been here 10 years, and
mhm.
I heard about a storm, a snowstorm where it was like 30 inches that got dumped on Halloween or around Halloween. I don't know when that was. You remember when that was?
Halloween
Something
snow.
huge. Maybe
No,
somebody
I'll
was
have to
lying
go
to me. I
look
don't
that
know.
one up. I mean, I'd remember that one on Halloween. I mean, I'll look that up. I mean, it's very possible. I'll do that and I'll see what I can find.
Okay.
I certainly missed a couple in my, in looking through the books there and trying to find some of those bigger ones. I just grabbed some of the ones that I knew were historical, and my father-in-law tells me about the Christmas blizzard of '82 all the time. My wife tells me stories about that one. I missed the blizzard of '97 by a week. I didn't live in Colorado full time yet, but I was here the week before that, so that sucked that I missed that, or maybe it was good I missed that. I mean, that was a serious deal here. So check this out. See, you are missing out because Pat says his weather station 7/10 of an inch of rain at Austin Bluffs and Woodman. So you're just missing it, dude. And then Melissa's like, thunder, lightning, and Falcon. Finally, she's kind of getting what you're getting. So, well, thanks for checking in, Jeff. I appreciate it. Have you felt the temperature drop or anything?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, but it's also 7 p.m. too, right? So
Right.
7:10. So, but yeah, definitely the winds, picked up and been out here all day working on the deck.
Well, good luck, my man. It's looking good. I appreciate you checking in this evening. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Okay, that's my buddy Jeff there. He's weather geek, went to Florida State University, studied some meteorology. Can't remember what he's doing for a living now, but obviously, he's got the disease of weather geek for sure. So some of the heaviest stuff has moved across Colorado Springs. Got a question from Aaron, says, are we getting any more hail on the southwest side of town? This is not as heavy as what you had before. That would maybe put out some real small hail. But some of us that haven't had heavy rain yet may catch this coming up from the south here, because it's moving off to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So, up around Mountain Shadows, Falcon Estates neighborhood, Rock Rimmon, Peregrine. Maybe we'll catch some here up toward the Air Force Academy. Some of us on Highway 24 catching some rain. Hasn't been all that heavy as of yet, but, we'll keep an eye on it. That Manitou camera is still not all that impressive here, but it's getting darker, so we'll watch that. And you can see there's more cores off to the southwest of our Woodman Heights camera. And Kissing Camels. Our camera here is starting to get a little bit more dark and stormy. Looks like it's going to get run over here this evening as well. Still no flash flood warning from my friends at the Weather Service. They're keeping a close eye on it. They're talking to emergency managers. But you can see some of those greens that I was talking about here and some of the reports that you all are giving me. Some real good rain right across the heart of the city and the east side this evening, kind of oriented northwest to southeast. Lee says, I'm getting another round at Village 7. Yes, indeedy. We have seen multiple ones this evening, and I got to be honest with you, we like to see it, man. We need the water. Canyon City starting to get some rain now. That's good. Avondale, we're catching some rain here. That's good news as well. And love it. And hey, check this out. Getting some storms now off to the south of Highway 50. Let's hope that those can hold toward Fowler, Manzi, Swink, Rocky Ford, La Junta. They'll move off to the northeast. I hope they can hold together. There's some good dew points down there. And again, all of this lifting off to the northeast here. All right, Peggy is asking, how do I get to the live on the app? I just tried, and the videos are older than live. So up at the top of the app, let's go back into the app to answer Peggy's question here. Well, I guess if she's not watching, she's not going to see this, but big thinker, this guy. Okay, let me pull this back up here. I got to start my feed again, so one moment. All right, here we go. And I want to have compassion about this, but here's how it works. When we are live in the 24, like when we're live, we push it onto the 24-hour channel. We push the channel onto social media. We push it everywhere, right? And so a lot of times the live 24/7 channel has our latest updates, but it has live cameras, it has live weather information in there, and that thing is going. But check it out here. Let me open my app back up and I'll show it to you. So if you get a notification in the app that we're live, right? Like there I am. You'll see a little bit of a delay here, and I've been doing a live stream for a little bit now, but you will see my thumb come up in the app. I'll let it come through here in a little bit. So there's when I was getting the live stream up, and you'll see me pull up the app and talk about it. There you go. So it's right there, and there's my thumbs up that I did. So that's how you do it. It's when you get that notification, and I try to put in my notifications, hit play under the P2P weather 24/7 live. I try to point you there. Do my best. Wow, what a good rain a lot of us in Colorado Springs are getting. That is fantastic. Haven't had any reports from you about flooding. That's good. Lots of you I don't think are driving around here. Amanda was talking about, hey, in the blizzard of 97, I got 3 feet of snow. Yep. Peggy remembers that as well. If you want to get people talking, man, you say blizzard of 97, like at the grocery store, and you'll get comments start coming out. Okay, crew. Well, storms aren't as strong now. So I'm going to pop off. I'm going to do some updates. I'm going to keep watching things, but we've got a good cluster of storms across the heart of the region right now. So, here we go. Here we go. This is another, okay, this guy, we got to bring him in here. We're going to get a nice little report from the garage. Jim Martin in the house. Jim, have you had a couple rounds of heavy rain, or has this been off to the south of you for the most part?
No, it's been absolutely heavy. I'm looking at my gutters that they're clean up top, but there must be something in the downspouts because it's not flowing the way it should be.
You know what? That's a more useful picture of the rain right there than the rain gauges at your house.
It is. Look at that thing overflowing there.
More house maintenance, man. Add it to the list, right?
Yep. There's Baja Monet over there on the front porch.
Hey, check her out. We love Baja Monet. What'd she say? Don't come over here?
You probably can't hear her because you're in my ear, but Matt Monet said she'd go drive around for you if you need some mobile reports.
Hey, we'll always take that, Monet. We'll always take that, but you just be careful. Foot off of the gas a little bit, okay?
Foot off of the gas a little bit, so. All right.
Have you been to the backyard to check the rain gauges?
Actually, no, I have not, because it's just now drizzling, but it was pretty heavy rain earlier.
Let's do this live. Let's see what you got. Jim is trying to upgrade his rain gauges.
Yeah.
And it's been a process, right? Oh, we're going to lose you on the Wi-Fi, maybe.
It has. So let's see, maybe. So looks like, wow, be real, can it? An
Look
inch
at
and a quarter.
1.2, buddy.
Can that be? Did we get that much rain?
Well, it sure jives with radar. I mean, okay. I've been showing the different stuff on radar, man. So that's, well, let's see.
Yeah, that one's going too. About an inch and a quarter, inch and a half, something like that.
See? Look at that. Jim, can I, at the end of summer, I got to give you applause. You are getting better, my man. You're getting better.
You helped me get them in the right spot.
Well, I try to, try to bring you joy, try to bring you laughter, and try to bring you accurate measurements so you can bring me accurate measurements.
Left my wheelbarrow out here. So it's got water in it.
There you go. Free water, bro. Free water.
There you go.
Jimbo, thank you.
God is good.
I appreciate you, man. He is. Have a good evening.
All right.
He is a dear friend of mine, if you don't know. He is fantastic. So lots of you checking in here with me this evening. I've really enjoyed this. It's been good to see you using the tools, see you popping on to Peaks to Plains weather. You can track all of this yourself in the app. I don't expect anything severe at this point, but, we're all thankful for the rain. This is a good one. The west side of town going to get some now, as you can see here. Let's loop it over the last let's do last 2 hours. And I'll pull back a little bit. So we kind of started things off with a storm moving into Pueblo. That one died, put out an outflow boundary that helped provide some lift here. And as it came up the slope into the Palmer Divide, it kind of kicked things off across the region this evening. But there's a little wave coming back off the hills as well. And so we've still got some storms to go across Fremont County, across Teller County, getting some now out across the plains as well. All of this set to lift off to the northeast this evening. And let me do a little bit of a forecast for you before I wrap up. So I want to show you here, transition from Tamco Live radar to the what we call composite radar, where we're putting all of the radars together with the satellite here. And you see the wave coming off the hills this evening. This wave back here still has to move off to the northeast. So we're not done with storms yet, right? And so for the rest of the evening, this is how things are going to play out. The model missing some of this, the coverage. It has the right idea here. It was a little too slow, but it had the concept, right? And it's missing these storms down on the plains, maybe trying to pick up on them a little bit. We'll see how those go. But obviously decreasing things overnight. Tomorrow, temperature's not too far from today. I think really, really close. In fact, now that we're at 7 o'clock, let's see what the high temperatures today were. 86 in the Springs, 95 in Pueblo. I'm forecasting pretty dang close to that tomorrow. So that part will be similar. The monsoon still getting more and more active over the mountains. I think a better coverage of storms over the mountains tomorrow than today. And storms will be earlier tomorrow. Storms will be more widespread tomorrow, especially over the mountains, like today. Some heavy rain between ½ inch and an inch. Some small hail, some wind gusts around 40. But the potential for some very beneficial moisture as we move through our Sunday. And crew, I've got more of that in the forecast for early next week. Because check it out here. Look at the water vapor imagery. We've got a better tap now. See how the moisture is coming up more from the south here? That's better than it was a couple days ago. And so that all has to rotate over the area Sunday into Monday. And it kind of looks like Tuesday. So here's what the afternoons look like. All right, mornings will be quiet. We hit the afternoons, we cook this monsoon flow up. And the terrain and the little waves that are in the flow are the big driving factors. So storms will start over the mountains and they'll try to roll eastward. How far east on a day-to-day basis depends on the strength of the wave, the quality of the moisture, and the timing when everything goes. But Tuesday, we're still dealing with it. Wednesday, we're still dealing with it. Then we, I think, start to thin it out a little bit. At least the storms won't be as strong as we head toward the end of the week. And that's because the high's shutting off to the south. Our flow's a little bit more out of the west. And that kind of pushes the monsoon down to the south a little bit. So our forecast for Colorado Springs shaping up like this. Keep storms around. Notice the coverage better here, Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, compared to, starting to head toward Friday. We'll have to adjust the timing and kind of see what we get, but certainly a drying trend for the back part of the week. And then Pueblo, some days with some storms around when it works out right. But any of the storms here through the first half of the week or so have the potential for some heavy rain. Mountain areas will have them around each and every day. So that's been my live coverage here. Joel saying, hey, got some good rain here on the west side tonight. Thanks for the heads up. Yvonne's in Meridian Ranch. She is catching some rain now. Amanda says the lightning is really, really bad. Getting some rain. Let's see. There's an interesting thing. Had an empty wash pan that I had for a solar fountain. Now has 3 inches of rain in it. So good downpour by Pikes Peak Park. And then Garrett is checking in. Garrett checking in tonight as well. Says awesome coverage. You won't see TV interrupting for this. People who want weather info know where to go. Thank you, Matt. Garrett, you are very, very welcome. Thanks for being part of Peaks to Plains Weather. And thanks to all of you for sharing your reports with us here in real time. We'll do one more look at Tamco Live Radar before we kind of get off for the evening, unless we get some, severe weather or something like that. Peyton, we're getting it now, up across northern parts of El Paso County, eastern parts of El Paso County. Truckton still moving toward you. Yoder, Rush moving toward you. Getting some rain in Canyon City. Lots of areas ending up with some good rain here now. So that is good news. Highway 50 east of Pueblo, we're catching some in the eastern parts of the county. Otero Barrow County. We may catch some. Crowley County, I got my fingers crossed for you. Maybe you guys will get some as well. Thanks for being part of our coverage on Peaks to Plains weather. As always, we appreciate it. Peaks to Plains weather, our weather together. Storm coverage made possible by Tamco Building Products and their Hail Guard shingles beyond Class 4. We appreciate them for that. And we also thank our other Peaks to Plains sponsors who make this possible.
Hey, this is John May, General Manager of Petrale Roofing, up on another customer's roof doing a free 21-point inspection. If you'd like us to take a look at your roof, give us a call today, 719-375-8773. We'd be happy to take a look and see the condition of your roof. Petrale Roofing, we're a Diamond certified Tamco installer, which means we can offer a industry-leading 25-year workmanship warranty to give you peace of mind in the storm. Call Petrale Roofing, 719-375-8773. Schedule your free inspection today.
Love your yard with a new outdoor space from F&B Landscaping. From a new build to a new project in an existing yard, we listen and give you the yard you want within your budget. Lawns, water features, xeriscaping. We've got the artistic touch and technical know-how to bring the peak of Colorado outdoor living to your home. Reliable, trustworthy. Visit fblandscapes.com to schedule a free consultation today.
Emergencies are unpredictable, but you don't have to be unprepared. Peak Alerts sends you targeted emergency alerts in real time for evacuation orders, law enforcement activity, missing persons, and more. Choose up to 5 locations that matter to you, like home, work, and school, so you know what's going on and what to do next. It's free, easy to set up, and designed to keep you in control. Know first, act fast. That's the power of Peak Alerts.
Employee pricing is over, but at Phil Long Ford in Motor City, American value still means something. Colorado's best season, Phil Long's biggest discounts of the year, 0% financing, no payments for 90 days. And I'll throw $1,000 towards your down payment. Plus, get a complimentary 2-year premium maintenance plan.
That's the Phil Long way.
We'll beat any deal by $750, and we'll prove it only at the original Ford store in Motor City.